Let's get right into it, everybody. We're going to jump right into game number 1 here in short succession. Doonebug's going to be on the left side of your screen. RockHaven on the right. Best of 5, the table is set. Let's see what we've got.
We're going to start rocking here. We have that Bastiodon rumbling onto the field up against that bulky Corsola on the other side. You see Doonebug nodding, but I think he's wishing that that Shadow Primeape that he has in the back was lined up to it instead.
This is the quiet before the storm, right? You've got 2 bulky Pokemon just dishing damage back and forth. No clear winner. Kind of a battle of attrition. But a lot depends on switch advantage, and if you're playing Bastiodon like RockHaven is, you probably do not want to give that up.
Let me tell you what, there is a lot of alignment-based things that could be happening here because Doonebug has that Shadow Talonflame in the back, one of the biggest threats to that Shadow Scissor, which is also lurking for RockHaven.
I think that RockHaven would love to see that Talonflame, but he's got to get through this Galarian Corsola first. Meanwhile, he's going to fire the Stone Edge here against the pure Ghost-type Pokemon. Shadow Primeape is the 3rd Pokemon for Doonebug97, and it looks like the Azumarill and Shadow Scizor are in reserve for RockHaven.
This is going to be so alignment heavy at the end, and I don't know if either one of these trainers know it. Doonebug going for another Nightshade. No Protect Shield by RockHaven's side. Both of these Pokemon are getting so low, and Bastiodon has a lot of energy. RockHaven going for even more throws here before throwing one maximum energy and actually catches this Nightshade onto the Azumarill.
Banks of Stone Edge on the Bastiodon. That could be really useful down the stretch, but getting away switch advantage might be even more important. In comes the Primeape into the Azumarill matchup. Oh no!
You know what that means.
Really good for Doonebug and really bad for RockHaven, but let's see how it all shakes out. Primeape throws their H-Fist.
When Primeape has some shields to hide behind, this actually isn't as bad as it would seem having a fighter up against that Fairy Water type. Already one time being boosted with that first Rage Fist. This time RockHaven actually throwing and getting a Protect Shield off of Doonebug's Primeape there. Wants to try to keep it nice and healthy because he knows what's in the back.
8 turns to the Rage Fist. Primeape reaches another one here, and it's only 3 Karate Chops away from the 3rd. This second Rage Fist will likely not be enough to KO, but the 3rd one is really going to dial up the pressure.
That's starting to get choppy, and RockHaven comes in now with his own Scissor here and actually puts up a Protect Shield, and Doonebug puts up a little smile because he knows what is in the back there, and he is going to go ahead, let his Primeape go down, but in comes this Talonflame to just start incinerating.
Wow, Night Slash is going to be allowed to connect into the Talonflame. Doonebug is confident in managing the HP here, but that Incinerate's about to apply, and look at that Scizor. Now you see it, now you don't.
That was like a magic trick we do have here in Vegas. Bastiodon actually goes for one more fast attack before throwing the charge attack here, getting the Protect Shield, but did the Incinerate damage go through because that Bastiodon is so low, and down it goes. In comes the Azumarill.
Absolutely, Talonflame looking for a sweep here, but a little bit of bad news. There's still a Protect Shield for the Azumarill, and this is going to come right down to the wire. 2 very weak Pokemon in the back. What does Doonebug decide to do here?
Going ahead and shielding that up. He's going to actually throw this Ice Beam into the Talonflame. No Protect Shields left. Azumarill still has a bit to go through. There's a very, very low health Primeape in the back. A very, very low health Corsola. Will they be able to reach a charge attack? Do everything loaded. Primeape goes down by 1 bubble, and look what's coming in. So does the Corsola.
Wow, RockHaven align his Shadow Scizor versus a Talonflame and still beat Doonebug97 in game number 1. I could not have seen that outcome.
Blink and you miss it. That Incinerate damage did so much, but that Night Slash in return. Speaking of, we're about to see it back in action here. That Shadow Scissor takes that main stage up against a Galarian Corsola on the side of Doonebug. Doonebug has led Galarian Corsola both game 1 and game 2, but this game needs to be a little bit more wary of those charge attacks as the Night Slash is now coming through.
We don't often see the shield on the first Night Slash here, but if there's a boost, it is going to change this matchup significantly. Galarian Corsola goes down into the red after that damage, and it's going to force Doonebug to throw some energy here. He will get the knockout if this connects.
Going ahead and putting up a Protect Shield on the side of RockHaven there. If you look at Doonebug's line, he did bring that Credilli in the back, and I think if you're Doonebug, you're very happy to be avoiding it with the Scissor here, and now you're coming in with that Unova Scepters, but this Scissor has so much energy going for that first Trailblaze here. Still 2 Protect Shields on Doonebug's side. He uses it just at that last second.
RockHaven was shaking his head, apparently not happy with throwing the Trailblaze, but he might get the get back here. No, actually pivots into his Goodra, which opens the door for Doonebug to bring in the Cradilly, but That Shadow Kenta Marowak lurking in the back, Amanda. That's all I can think about right now.
Great timing by RockHaven, throwing this charge attack, this Aqua Tail, right before the Rock Tomb would go through to end up debuffing his attack. Doonebug goes ahead and takes it, knows it can take anything actually that Goodra is going to be able to throw at it here. Credilli is actually a pretty great answer to it, but you know what? I think in the flip side, RockHaven's very excited to have that Credilli missing his Kanto Marowak.
And this is the difference between Goodra and the fellow Dragon type in Altaria. It can absorb the Rock Tomb no problem. Doesn't have that flying subtyping that makes it so vulnerable to it. But look at the Aqua Tails. They're not doing much either because this Credilli does carry that sub-grass typing.
Going ahead, going for yet another Aqua Tail. This Credilli is taking a bath here. Gets it down to the red. RockHaven tries to go for a quick play, but so does Doonebug, anticipating it, seeing that their timers were up, catching this Night Slash onto that healthy Unova Stunfisk, just giving it a bit more farm.
Night Slash bounces off, a boost right in the final moment, but it doesn't make that much of a difference. In comes Shadow, Kanto, Marowak, and the ground types are going at it. This does not look good for that Unova Stunfisk.
Just start slapping Kanto Marowak. Mud Slap number 2 going through there. You see the health just diminishing on that Kanto Marowak. No Protect Shield used on that first Mud Bomb on RockHaven side. No Protect Shield on that second one. He knows there's a little bit of Credilli left in the back, and he knows he'll be able to probably Mud Slap down. But at what cost here? Can he survive this? He's got 1 shield left.
Switch timer is up. Both trainers could make the swap out if they so desire. Kanto Marowak hangs on. The instant pivot now to Goodra into the Credilli. Dragon Breaths are adding up, but they're not strong enough. And this Credilli might reverse sweep for Doonebug here.
Going ahead, Credilli takes it all home there. No Protect Shield used by RockHaven there, which actually proved to be a little bit vital and maybe helping keep a little bit of health left on that Kanto Marowak.
The Credilli, you know, felt like the answer. In game number 2 it was, but will it work again? Let's find out.
Going ahead, coming into game number 3. A quick nod of the head, but I think RockHaven's shaking his head the wrong direction. He should be saying no as the Scissor goes in. Goes for 1 fast attack before swapping to that Goodra. A nice alternative safe swap for him here, getting up a little bit of energy, and Doonebug responds with his Galarian Corsola.
And that's the thing, right? This team from RockHaven is actually so cleverly constructed. Safe switching the Goodra almost forces Doonebug to bring Wigglytuff if he wants that hard answer. And if he did that, he'd be at the mercy of the Shadow Scizor. So Doonebug has to find a more neutral answer to this Dragon-type Pokemon, and he chooses that Galarian Corsola.
Galarian Corsola is throwing a charge attack. RockHaven doesn't shield it up here, just getting even more charge attacks. He opted to go for the Thunder Punch the first time, which is a little more energy heavy here. Now he should still be able to make it to 2 Aqua Tails, it looks like. First one going through unprotected here, able to make it up to that second one, going for that Thunder Punch, that heavier hitting one, and Doonebug97 still doesn't put up a shield, but it still might not be enough.
Beautifully timed by RockHaven. 4 Dragon Breaths and the Thunder Punch on 1 HP. Galarian Corsola refuses to faint, and it does get the Nightshade as well. This is about as good as it can get for Doonebug.
This is looking rough for RockHaven. Nightshade taken onto that Scissor, now immediately swapping into that Marowak, but Marowak is not a Talonflame counter.
Absolutely not. Gonna go for the Flame Charge here. Shadow Talonflame ramping up this Incinerate damage. Doonebug's already nodding, but I gotta say, in game 1 he was nodding and he didn't actually win that battle either, so let's find out how this shakes out. We've got a Primeape in the back for Doonebug, and we might see a switch out in any moment.
Things are getting toasty here as another shield goes up. This time Doonebug opting for the fly, a little bit more energy efficient, getting that last shield off of RockHaven's side. RockHaven just charging up a bit more energy. You can see he's just tapping at this point, not even bothering to throw any energy, recognizing that the writing may be on the wall for this game number 3.
Still 2 Protect Shields for Doonebug97. As one of these famous chefs here on the Las Vegas Strip might say, if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen.
The thing is, with that middle matchup there, got Galarian Corsola hanging on by a thread was just really the nail in it for the end there. But now we're going into game number 4. If Doonebug wins this, we'll see him up again against Rise to Occasion, but RockHaven still has a chance as this Scissor is up against the Galarian Corsola, now throwing that Night Slash.
Yeah, this feels very similar to the last battle we just watched. This time, though, Doonebug deciding to shield. He doesn't want to soft lose the lead here, instead opting to protect his Ghost-type Pokemon and probably get a shield in kind.
Going ahead and getting that Protect Shield from that Scissor. Their Scissor's like doing a little bit of a wave with this pinching claw as it's just continuing to gain up energy. He's already at the Night Slash, and RockHaven actually throws it right away, getting both Protect Shields here in the first part of this matchup. Less than a minute has been gone by, and Doonebug is out of shields.
Yeah, 2 shield Galarian Corso, but I don't think it can get the Astonish down. It's being forced to throw a Nightshade into the Scizor. At the cost of both shields, Doonebug does lock down switch control.
And he is able to do so as the Scizor goes down. Now we see that this Shadow Kanto Marowak comes in and just starts throwing those Mud Slaps. In comes the Primeape to this, but already that Kanto Marowak has a little bit of an energy advantage, now throwing the Mud Bomb.
Yeah, I almost feel that was a slight misplay, right? To allow the 2 Mud Slaps through and allow the Shadow Kanto Marowak to get so far ahead. But Doonebug realized he wasn't going to outpace. He does clutch up the Rage Fist, though. This could potentially be an Ice Punch. He draws a shield anyway.
Going ahead and getting that Protect Shield off of RockHaven's side. That means there's no Protect Shields left. Bone Club was able to take that Primeape down so low. There's a low health Galarian Corsola left, and we're about to see what is in the back as the Unobin Sunfist comes in here. Bone Club number 2.
This Shadow Kanto Marowak is just the thorn in the side for Doonebug. When he thinks he has everything else figured out, this Shadow Kanto Marowak just shows up and throws that Bone Club like a wrench into his plans. This looks really tough for Doonebug.
Both of these guys slinging mud at each other here as the Mud Bomb comes through on that side of the Unobin Stunfisk. Kanto Marowak takes it, and you see a pivot out into that Goodra. Doonebug shaking his head, kind of recognizing going to get as much damage off as possible. Just want to see how this plays out, but RockHaven might be getting close to tying up the series here as the Corsola comes back in and takes an Aqua Tail.
Yeah, just too fast, too furious. RockHaven throwing the Aqua Tail into the Galarian Corso to pick up the knockout. It's so healthy, and with that Shadow Kanto Marowak and Goodra core still at RockHaven's disposal, the Unova Sunfist just cannot get the job done.
And RockHaven takes that game number 4, tying up the series. We're going into a decisive game number 5.
Here we go. We're back in it, everybody. This is game 5, losers finals, headsets firing on all cylinders, and our trainers are as well. Down to the floor, Shadow Primeape versus Goodra.
Let's go here, and we just start karate chopping away while the Goodra takes it all. Goodra does need to be wary of that Ice Punch, and it looks like going for the Aqua Tail first, getting the shield off of Doonebug's side, but I think it looked like he was trying to click a Rage Fist.
Doonebug going for that high-octane duo of Shadow Primeape
Changed
and
his mind.
Shadow Talonflame. A little bit of a decision tree there. Splits off to the right, and the Ice Punch, and it connects!
Ooh.
Goodra, no shields.
Super effective, heavy damage. You see it now coming in with that Shadow Kanto Marowak, now met by the Galarian Corsola, just continuing to astonish away. This is going to be a Bone Club, and it's going to do, actually a decent chunk of damage. Kanto Marowak just starts a really chunk at Pokemon the longer that it stays in.
I think that Doonebug is reading that Scizor in the back. I think he's reading Scizor as the third, but it's not. It's actually Azumarill. So we get the Galarian Corso versus the Shadow Kanto Marowak, and that final matchup could go either way. We're now at shield parity. Do we see the Bone Club? Do we see the Nightshade? Actually, on charge attack priority, both get fired.
Great call there by RockHaven, knowing that the Marowak was going to win that charge attack priority, forcing Doonebug to make a decision, and he gets the shield there as the Nightshade is going to be going through. And look at RockHaven using his last Protect Shield on this Marowak. He's got a decent amount of energy, thinks that he can outpace, wants to try to keep this middle alignment, but in comes that Primeape, and now in comes Azumarill. The whole team has been revealed by Doonebug, but Doonebug has that Talonflame in the back.
Absolutely does. First Rage Fist will connect into the Azumarill. As this Primeape ramps up, though, it gets more and more dangerous. We're going to see a second Rage Fist in rapid succession. Left-right hook here. This Azumarill is going to get knocked down to about half health, but I think it's going to fire the Ice Beam before the third. What do you think?
The big problem with the Primeape is it paces so quickly, but those fast attacks just don't do very much, and despite all of its rage, this Primeape is going to go down to an Ice Beam. RockHaven still has all 3 of his Pokemon left with varying levels of health. Doonebug's Corsola has been shown it doesn't have any energy left, and Talonflame doesn't have a great matchup against an Azumarill, but it's coming in anyway. It's got to start making some plays.
Oh my gosh, in the middle of the Incinerate, RockHaven sends in his Kanto Marowak, but the turn differential is displaced just enough to allow Doonebug to swap in that Galarian Corsola and soak all that damage.
You see a complete undercharge there by the Marowak, and you see that both of these trainers are gonna go down. There's only only the Talonflame left. There's an Azumarill and a little bit of the Goodra left on the side of RockHaven. Talonflame already has some energy.
That switch timer is iced. There's no way that we'll see a swap anytime soon. Can this Talonflame? Oh, it actually is going to throw the fly. Does not want to risk getting hit with the Aqua Tail. I don't know, Amanda. I think this Talonflame is 2 Incinerates away, and the Azumarill is a little bit closer.
This is a Shadow Talonflame. That means it's going to hurt a little bit more. Azumarill is at the Ice Beam, going for one more, going to go for good timing, but this is charge attack priority.
Might have been a one-turn switch there. Azumarill isn't going to get its charge attack. Doonebug gets the fly off, and that does pick up the KO versus the Azumarill in this game 5. But our trainers are kind of looking across the table at each other, not sure about exactly what happened there, so we might need to take a closer look. The thing about Pokemon, right? Pokemon Go in particular, is that there's a lot of math. You'd be surprised, right? A lot of trainers look at it, they think you're just kind of tapping, but Azumarill's bubble is 3 turns, and that Talonflame's Incinerate is 5 turns. So you got to think in multiples, 5, 10, 15, 20 for the Talonflame, and then the Azumarill is 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. If you throw 3 bubbles, that should be 9 turns, whereas the Talonflame for 2 Incinerates is 10 turns. So on that 10th turn, when the Talonflame is finishing its fast attack, the Azumarill should have the opportunity to fire a charge attack of its own.
That's what normally when we're saying throwing on good timing.
Yeah, exactly. In good timing just means giving the minimal number of free turns to your opponent. We're getting word from production. That's exactly what they're looking at. So we might, oh my gosh, we got to replay so fast.
Here we go. Thank you, guys.
Fly connects. Here comes the Azumarill. That's 1 bubble, 2 bubbles, and then here comes our 3rd bubble. But look at the left side Fly get clicked right there within the same kind of time span, and RockHaven is definitely confused. It's not how it should have played out in his mind. A couple of questions, right? So first of all, you can ask if the Talonflame or the Azumarill should have fired their charge attack first. That's a very valid question. The second question you need to ask, though, is even if the Azumarill fires the Ice Beam and it connects, is there a world where that Talonflame hangs on and still gets to the fly? A lot of trainers that scrim a lot, know their matchups, probably can eyeball it and tell you, but it's really close. I can't call it from here.
It's especially close because it is a Shadow Talonflame, something that's relatively newer to the competitive circuit. So a lot of people have been scrimming with it, have been playing with it so far in these competitive circuits. But really, when it comes down to the line like that, there was a decent amount of bubble damage that went through. You're absolutely right. I mean, it's really incredibly close to call. I mean, if you want to go even farther with this, like we talked about earlier, there is 12 unique Pokemon in this losers finals. So the team of Doonebug has no overlap with the team of RockHaven. We see them taking off their headphones as RockHaven concedes that this game was going to Doonebug97. He's getting that grudge match up against Rise to Occasion in the grand final.